Hello? Uh-oh. She muted herself?
There we go.
There we go.
How is it that I don't have a link to get on my own show?
I think it's the same link. I don't know. Trump and I
It
will have
wasn't the same link because I went to the link and it was like, no, it's not working for you.
I see.
So I'm like, how is it that I don't even have a link for my own show?
Well, we'll work it out. Again, this is quarantine issues. I mean, mind you, everybody's going through some craziness now. So I mean, we got to do new things.
Stressful times right now. Stressful times.
Of course, that's how. The only person who's not stressed is the orange in office. So
all the way tried it.
Yeah. As he blames everything else. Hey, get yourself a nice little coffee mug. Yeah, there you go. Remember, I got this. If no one knows, shout out to my U.S. Embassy in Harare, Zimbabwe.
Nice. Sorry about the interruption. People.
So, and shout out to Miss Julie Unbound with our usual opening song. I hope she's doing okay.
I hope she's doing all right. I think I'm gonna reach out to her soon because I know with everything going on, it's been a really stressful time for everybody. So
okay, yeah. So how was your week been?
Crazy. I think my apartment walls are closing in on me.
The paranoia is sitting in or setting in
a little bit. I don't know how much longer I could do this. I don't like. I've been home since. I'm not gonna lie. I've been home since March 13th. Because I normally work from home on Fridays, and then they was like, don't come back in the office after that Friday. So I've been home since.
Don't you have a walking, an area where you can walk around, a bit and
my
come back?
I mean, my apartment complex, absolutely. But I mean, like, it's not like getting out. You know what I'm saying? It's not like getting out of the house.
You want to party like it's 1999, huh?
I mean, it's not even so much that. It's just like being able to go places that you normally would go and you can't. It's kind of a burden. It's a true burden. But I've been making the best of it, especially when you quarantine by yourself. It doesn't help the situation.
True.
So
well, here's the thing. I want to put this out there. Mind you, again, I used to be in the I wouldn't say Secret Service. I'm about to say Secret Service. No, my family and I, we used to travel
a lot.
In the countries, and we've been in several so-called quarantine situations or lockdown situations. So I'm used to this. This is nothing. It's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna stay indoors. All right, fine. I know what to do. I told a friend early today, it's like, I'm just staying in my lane. I'm just do what I need to do and keep myself entertained. And mind you, I got
introverts. Like, there's a lot of people who are introverts who are very comfortable with this. They're like, oh, I get to stay home. I don't have to interact with people. Cool. But people who are introverts and they're used to being on the go or being at happy hours or being out and about.
They're freaking out. Those are the freak out people.
Look, I'm not freaking out yet. Damn, Brian.
So I already know some people are freaking out. They're like, I can't stand this. I gotta go. I gotta break that. And majority of them, mind you, those who sort of pretty much made Governor Hogan, do what he did now. Is like, those are the extroverts. Those are the ones who's like, man, I can't stay. Not that going on. They're partying like it's fun. It's nothing really going on. It's like, nah, you need to stay indoors. Those are those extreme extroverts that realize the fact that they those are the ones that are really going to be having problems. So they need people. They need things. I don't mind. Mind you, I don't mind having someone, at least an additional person, especially of the nice, gentle sex, it would be great. But unfortunately, no, I'm by myself right now. So
I get that. I get
yeah,
that. But you have another being in your living space.
I did.
Oh.
So yeah, they're the extrovert that went out. So they were able to escape before the curfew kicked. So
Oh, so they're permanently gone.
for depending on how long this lockdown is, but yeah.
Oh wow. That's a good thing then.
For me, it's just like it's okay. So I mean, mind you, even beforehand, there are times where they're, have these extended, go on to these extended trips. So it's like, oh, I have the house for a weekend or a week or whatever, which is fine. So for a month, hey, all right. As long as we get the rent paid on time, that's cool.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, but we're surviving, right? I mean, hopefully everybody out there is holding strong with all this. It's it's a trying time right now. It really is.
See, I can tell in your face, if people see this now, there's your face. You're like, you're on the cusp of losing me. I'm just like, hey, what's going on? Hey,
I'm even losing it. I'm just getting frustrated at this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're
sit the hell down and take care of themselves so that we can get through this type of deal. Because at this point, I am done. Like, I'm taking vitamins every day. I'm making sure my health is good. Like, I've been in and out of the grocery stores a lot. I ain't been to the grocery store this much in the past 3 weeks in my life. I've been in the grocery store.
Cooking your own stuff. So, well, speaking of which, that's what one of the issues of Fashion Victual News is like one company has decided to strike. So that's maybe the reason why you're been going to doing your own shopping for a while. So
I've done my own shopping before.
Well, some people are kind of like doing it now more so than ever because they figured it's like they can, it's like, oh, I could get someone else to do it. But now this major company is telling them, nope, we're on strike.
So with these companies that are on strike, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
talk about that later.
So, and of course, we got our editorial shade. Are we going to have another quote unquote fight party in our shade room?
No fight party today. No fight party today. I'm not going to bring the pain today.
Last week was fun, so it
was a very interesting topic. It was a very interesting conversation. I was just glad that we were able to get a couple people on here. Tomorrow, the Pillow Talk Lounge will have its season premiere, season 2.
So that's good.
Those who have not watched the Pillow Talk Lounge, please go on YouTube and watch the Pillow Talk Lounge. It premieres every Thursday at 8 p.m. But since we have a special case right now, being that everybody is indoors and locked down, we're going to start our season premiere tomorrow for season 2. As a party, we're going to do a 90s party tomorrow. We're going to do a 90s jammy jam tomorrow. So make sure you all are in front of us with your pajamas on, and we're going to go through.
I think everyone's already got their pajamas on.
I know, right? Bring your glass. We're going to have our own little virtual house party. So make sure you tune in on YouTube and Facebook tomorrow at 7 p.m. For the Pillow Talk Lounge season 2 premiere. Other than that, my sanity is, I feel like my apartment walls are closing in on me. I don't know, between me and my dog, who's more depressed. I think she is. Like, she got me hands down. Like, now she's at a point where she just comes, looks at me, and just flops down in front of me because she's so depressed.
I think this is a perfect introduction of the topic, or at least a tease of the topic of how to deal with difficult times, and this is one of them. I think and surprisingly enough, everyone keeps claiming that dogs and people, they feed off, or not just dogs, I say pets in general, kind of feed off their owners' energy.
They do.
Yeah, and I kind of see the fact that just what you said there. It's like you're dealing with something difficult. The dog feels it too, and it's like, and sadly enough, I don't. The dog can't talk you out of it. They can only just lay on you and say, "I feel you," and all that stuff, and call it a day. But I think when it comes to things like this or anything else, which we'll get into later, it's going to be very interesting how certain individuals handle certain situations.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, again, a matter of how everything is going to go down. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into fashion victual news.
Yes, fashion victual news brought to you by the coronavirus, COVID-19. All right, first off is, this past week, a South Carolina newspaper reported that this Charleston restaurant called Coquin, Coquin, and its owner, Chip Grimalade, was seen going to a nearby store, then to an apartment complex, then headed out to do quote-unquote delivery. The reporter then investigated the apartment's area and noticed that there were 4 boxes of Kirkland pizza, which are known to be sold at Costco.
Correct.
Chef Grimalade was confronted with the accusation and instantly denies any of that. Now, here's where the investigation gets a bit interesting. So, Coquin, which opened in October, and it's more known for Greek cuisine, this past week began selling pizza for $18 to $20, depending on toppings and things of that.
You lying to me.
Hold on. Now, here's the funny thing. The accusation, if the accusation is true, that Grimalade has been taking the Kirkland pizza from Costco that are normally sold where it's 4 for $10. That's 4 boxes for $10, and then reselling them individually for 18 to 20. That is pretty much a 700% markup. So you're taking a box which is $22.50, and then you're selling it up for almost 10 times the price. Makes no sense. So I know desperate times call for desperate measures, but dude, really, you can't make your own pizza?
Apparently not.
So that's if the accusations are true. That's if they are, we don't, right now it's all accusations, but we will see. So, here's the thing. Would you, like the days of like you selling lemonade, having your own lemonade stand, and you pretty much, all you did was you buy something that you bought at the store and then put it in a picture and you're selling it for like maybe 4 times the price that you bought it.
The thing is, I'm not a big pizza person, so I couldn't tell. So I've never had Kirkland's pizza. I never had Costco pizza at all a day in my life. But when it comes to lemonade, you could tell the difference between store-bought and homemade lemonade. There's a huge difference. So as far as the Kirkland brand and their pizza, I probably couldn't tell you if it was like, if it came from I can understand Papa John's because they're kind of unique when it comes to their pizza. They got jalapenos and stuff. But like, it looks like a Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
It does. So I wouldn't be able to tell the difference because I don't eat Domino's.
Yeah, you can tell right there.
And I don't eat Kirkland's pizza, so
I mean, it looks generic. I mean, it looks like
it does.
It could be just normal. It could be what is it? Any of those, fluffy, puffy crust type of pizzas you get at any grocery store. So
true.
But then again, it's like if you make your own, you can kind of tell you can make your own. So
right.
But hey, anyway, well, even though airlines are still traveling people. So, but due to the current situations, many airlines have been reducing the number of seating by removing the middle seat. So pretty much it's like, got the window, got the aisle, that's it. No more in the middle. But that is not all that's being removed. Also being taken away is food service. Here are some of the country's top airlines of what they're doing. American Airlines, for the next month or so, flights that are 5 hours or less will be serving meals to first class passengers only. No snacks will be served. Alcohol drinks will only be served in first class. That's it. And other beverages will only be available upon request. Delta will only offer 2 snacks. Box meals are only for first class passengers. And alcohol drinks will no longer be provided. Sorry, Trump. And only bottled water will be served.
Do you know what's funny though?
Hmm?
I planned on going somewhere this year before May. Because about December last year, because I had so many points with Southwest, they sent me 4 drink tickets for free. And I had to use them before May 30th of this year. And I'm like, I know I'm going to go somewhere, blah, blah, blah. No,
well, speaking of Southwest,
I can't get no free drink on the plane.
Well, here, speaking of Southwest, well, you'll get a free drink. It'll be just canned water upon request.
No, these were alcoholic beverages. Nobody got time for no water.
And finally, United, their flight attendants will have been issued gloves, and they have been serving passengers snacks and drinks with the use of a tray, but they will no longer be doing refill requests. So pretty much do what you've been doing, people. Bring in your food from the out and about in any of those restaurants near the airport. Yeah, and then bring it in, and they're cool with that.
Who wants to get on a plane right now?
There again, when the flights are so cheap, and you can go, you feel like you can go to the Bahamas for a hot minute.
Okay. So somebody was online that said that they went away. They got on one of them cheap flights, went somewhere, and came back, and guess what?
Yep, got COVID. So hey.
It's not worth your life. It's not.
So it's those extroverts. See, it's those extroverts.
I'm an extrovert too, but I know I love my life.
Yeah. Well, that's why they say, hey, you only live once, man. That's where we're going to Bahamas. All right, fine. That's the only time you'll be going there. Anyway, like we said earlier about you, and your shopping needs, grocery shopping needs. This past Monday, the shopping service Instacart had its employees striking due to the fact of the current state of the COVID pandemic. Even though Instacart is hiring more people, yes, they are still hiring people, but those who have been with the company for a good amount of time has been requesting for better protective conditions because they fear that they are exposing themselves constantly heading to the stores to pick up and to deliver various locations, which may have individuals that may be infected. They're not the only company. Amazon is too going through the same thing with their employees, and we will follow this story as it progresses. So yes, we're striking everything. So mind you, it's like, hey, get your ass up and do your own shopping. But then again, yeah, a lot of people need to protect themselves in some form or fashions. But the key thing is which is more essential is the main thing. So which is more essential to this situation is, hey, should we have protective gear for doctors and and all that stuff, or hey, people who are going out shopping? So there's a lot of questions going on with that. Any concern or comments?
I mean, people who are in the delivery business right now, we have to realize they're on the front lines too, because they literally have to deliver food and groceries to people who may or may not be testing positive for COVID-19 right now. And I mean, I can't blame them. Their lives are at stake too. They keep going to different places and going to different grocery stores and stuff. But they're needed. Like more than anything, I didn't think a delivery service would be needed as much as now.
True.
People are frightened to go in grocery stores. People are frightened to go in restaurants. So they're using these tools like Instacart, Amazon. Man, I didn't see so many female Amazon drivers. I was like, shit is hard right now. And they hiring more drivers because a lot of people walked off the job. especially in the warehouses. A lot of people walked off the job because they felt like their lives were at stake. And I
Yeah.
get it. So it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. And we're not doing anything to protect these people as much as we are with the people in the hospitals. But they need to be protected too. Postal service, delivery people, all them. Like people who literally have to hand off something to other people. Their lives are at stake every single day. Cousin sent me something earlier today about New York, 6,100 New York police officers called out of work because of this. And we got like over 60,000 cases in New York currently. They're scared.
Yeah.
Blame them?
Yeah. I mean, they can't, technically, it's like, mind you, surprisingly enough, I mean, there hasn't been any crimes, which is kind of, very interesting. So it's kind of like, unless you get to the point where it is quote unquote martial law, what do you need a police force for? Unless for domestic issues, which I think, be as long as they're ready to be on call. And only our engineer would ask if there's a sex delivery service. I bet you it's called OnlyFans. Yeah, but they're not going to deliver anytime soon. But I really think that this.
Why do you know that, Brian? Don't try to skip over it. Why do you know that?
Well, our good friend Stormy Maya, she has an OnlyFans account. So I mean, mind you, I told Stormy, she's a hustler. She wants that bread any way, shape, or form. So
somebody told me to actually have a fans only account. I said over my dead body.
Hey, trust me. Okay. Sidebar. Mind you, I'm going to be honest. As much as AJ and Trump, has said that you got it going on, you do. So, a lot of people will be tipping. Just have a nice little bikini body here and there. Just enough skin. Don't have to go full nude. Just give them a thing. So
the way that these motherfucking bills is set up right now.
Hey, I mean, people are spending money on OnlyFans like left and right. So it's like if they're doing that and all that stuff, shoot, they'll pay a little extra for even just to be teased.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Speaking of teasing, well, there's that teasing. This is a nice tasty treat for our final story. Most recently, Pillsbury has officially presented a new packaging for their raw chocolate chip cookie dough that you will be able to eat the dough after it's baked or right out of the bag. That's right. The use of heat-treated flour and pasteurized eggs makes this product now safe to eat right out of the bag. The new cookie dough and their new brownie dough will be made available this coming summer. So as much as we like to eat cookie dough, even homemade from our, mom or, or mind you, from the store, from the old recipe, now they've rechanged their recipe where it's kind of like almost like ice creamish, like the ice cream cookie dough formula. But here it's still like cookie dough, but it's properly edible straight out of the bag. So you can instantly enjoy without waiting for yourself to cook it and all that stuff. And which again, it's all about patience, people. There's nothing wrong with heated cookies. I mean, that's better. So I'm not a big cookie dough fan, but
neither am I. I don't eat raw cookie dough.
Yeah.
Cake batter, different story. I'm not eating raw cookie dough though.
So, but that's Fashion Victual News.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wanted to take a quick break so I can make me a drink, and then we can come back.
Okay.
Main topic of the evening. So let's take a quick break and play a video, and then when we come back, we'll get right into the main topic of the evening, as well as the editorial shade right here on Fashion Victuals Radio.
Hello again.
Welcome back to Fashion Victuals Radio right here on RipRadioNetwork.com. And get into the main topic of the evening: how we're coping indoors with the COVID-19. You know,
Well,
it's not COVID-19. Like, that wasn't the topic, but I added COVID-19 because I think that that's what we're all suffering from right now. The coronavirus, the Rona. That's what we call it, the Rona.
The Rona. Only black books would take off something and make it shorter. But I wouldn't just say just stick to, mind you, this is the main issue right now for everybody, but just dealing with any difficult times, because
right.
Mind you, this for somebody right now, in addition to dealing with the coronavirus situation, there are people who've lost loved ones in their own home, and they can't, like, especially like in Italy, and they can't get anybody to come in and take the body out. And now they got to deal with, we got to deal with funeral arrangements and all this stuff once this is done, and things of that nature. And then you got to deal with, again, what's going, some people even before this had to deal with housing issues, like how to pay the bills, what's going on, how to handle those type of situations. It really is just like, it's everybody's small individual situations has piled up thanks to Corona. It's just everything is just built up into this one situation right now. Yeah. So how do you deal with it?
It's very unfortunate. I've heard in a few cases already, just with people who are either close to me or people who may be an associate of mine. I've already heard several cases of people's loved ones passing away from the coronavirus, or being in the hospital because of the coronavirus. And it's a real difficult time for them because it's their family. And being that the laws are the way they are right now, like you can't have no more than 10 people in a space and stuff like that. They can't even go to these loved ones' funerals because of it. And I don't think that people thought about that either. Like, they'll have a funeral for somebody and then they can't even go to the funeral. I mean, this is some deep-rooted, difficult things where it just kind of messes up your mindset. Because already it messed up what you do on a day-to-day basis, right? Like, it messed up your routine of going to work every day. It messed up, different things that you're used to doing freely. And then to have that taken away from you is one thing. But to have your loved ones pass away or anyone close to you pass away, and you can't even show your support or your condolences because you're not able to be at the funeral is another. This thing is mentally messing people up. And I promise you, I'm going to go ahead and try to get my therapist degree or get a psychiatrist degree, because right now, I think after this is all said and done, a lot of people are going to need therapy. A lot of people are going to need a psychiatrist. A lot of people are going to need counseling, because this is like a new norm right now. This is completely a new norm right now.
I want to call it a new norm. I think, like I said, I've been through lockdown situations before. And I think just people are not, and especially in this, let's say for this particular country.
Brian, have you been in lockdown situations here in America?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. In America, it's completely different. It's like we've never been like this before. We haven't been forced to stay indoors, like this. You may think about like something in a movie or something like that, but not now. And we keep saying that. It's like, everything's almost like a movie. Yeah, because we got a dumb knucklehead who wants to be an entertainer, who's running this country like one. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is it's like, I don't think I really know this. A lot of people are just not aware of how to handle situations like this, which is understandable. Now, unless you're a crazed out militant who's been preparing for this for years, and it's like, yeah, we've been ready. It's like we got our canned foods and all that stuff. Yeah, we've been ready. It's like, okay, yeah, all right, calm the F down. But for those who, again, the normal, simple life, go to work, if they have kids, fix the kids breakfast, send them off to school and things of that nature, that happy, quote unquote, American lifestyle, and it gets disrupted by a virus, mind you, it's kind of like, all right, how to deal with it. And they don't know because we're never prepared for it. Never. We're always, I've said this many, many times to friends. It's like have always been a pro-reactive nation, meaning we always react to something late and try to fix it after the fact instead of being proactive.
We got a warning prior to. Let's
True.
be clear. But yes, the one that we shall not name didn't take it seriously.
Right. Because he feels like, oh, by the summertime, everything will be fine. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. So when you take proactive measures, proper proactive measures, and especially if you are forewarned way ahead of time, then yeah, we can handle this situation a lot easier. Everybody will be a lot calmer, and we can handle it in a more easier light. Now, no, everyone's freaking out. Why? Because we're not properly prepared. So when in certain cases, situation when something surprisingly comes up, understandably, someone has to kick in to be, I wouldn't say a leader, but just be active enough to say, hey, I got to handle this situation. And I doubt even some people are even prepared to even handle that. And especially something like this. So the number one thing I always recommend for myself is I have to stay calm. And because everyone in my family will look at me now, because my dad, he's one of those people who have issues. And where the hell did that noise come from? You hear it? Don't. And then my mom, she's out of state. But then again, she's an elderly person. Oh, AJ, strolling in. Party like it's 1999. I see.
Hey, it's still a party, man. We ain't party. we ain't here party. Hold on. Come on, man. What y'all trying to drink?
We're talking about how to deal with the difficult times. Most importantly, what's going on now. So, how are you handling everything right now for yourself?
Hey, first you guys, I'm not, my thing is I don't watch a whole lot of news, man.
Yep.
I mean, before all this started, I did, but it's just so much in the news, and I think that if you just continue to watch it, it gives you a headache, it'll scare you. I mean, it's real, but I think for me, it's just been mainly, in cooking, yeah. And cooking, you know what I mean, and then just trying to keep the faith, man. That's all it is. This will pass, you know what I mean. So
yeah, well,
you man. But the more they feed it into your mental, it'll drive you crazy. So I try not to look at it too much, man.
Have you had
5 minutes here, 5 minutes there? Huh?
Have you had anybody close to you may have lost their life over coronavirus, or anybody close to you that lost a relative?
No, not as of yet. And I think that's been a blessing. Even though it's been happening to people I see on social media. You know what I mean? That I can say that's maybe not a friend, but somebody I know that's in a particular circle, but like close to me, nah, it hasn't happened yet. And, I just pray that it doesn't, you know what I mean? But the one thing about this whole thing, man, is, you can't see it. You don't know who got it. There's no cure for it. And that's the most important thing. There's no cure for it. So this is going to be the norm for a few months, and we just gotta get ready to prepare for it, man.
Cope with it.
Yeah. So, like I said before, I think a lot of people are not. Someone needs to slowly just take a lead and be calm about and handling the situation until someone else informs them like, hey, everything's all good and stuff. And AJ and Tara laughing up a storm over
there. Cause she ain't cooked me dinner last night, man. She was making falafels and everything else, but ain't
first of all, we can put this out on display. AJ, I was supposed to cook for AJ this week. I think it was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday.
We got the alert that I asked.
And I had the bottle ready. I was out.
Oh, you was gonna bring me some Douce?
Come on, my first invite over. You think I was gonna come with some tobacco?
Well,
No sir.
we got the alert that we had a curfew. And that kind of put a damper on a lot of things because with the curfew, you can't go nowhere unless you're getting something essential.
And I think food is essential. I think like if you got somebody cooking dinner for you, I think food is quite the essential.
Like a grocery store,
right? No. They said food. They said if you gotta go get something to eat, go get something to eat. You know what I mean? But the crazy thing about it, the next day it was like it was nothing. People were still, not on the street like it was the day before.
I was about to say because these streets was clear.
I went to the gas station 5 minutes up the street. I had to try it out. I was 10 and 2, Brian. I was on the 10 and 2.
Is gas stations considered essential at this time? Think about it.
Yeah.
So long as you were going to essential locations, you were fine. But when it came to like going out and about, period, like we were doing before, we can't do that right now. Like,
the goal for the stay at home order is basically to control large crowds, like you said, man. The people that want to go to the parks to play football and basketball and and gather in large crowds, throwing these house parties and hotel parties. It was somebody that got arrested yesterday or something like that, or Sunday, because they threw a house party with 10 or more people. And I just think it's crazy, they do encourage you, to get out and exercise if you would still want to walk, however, the only thing that's kind of messed up, if you want to walk with somebody, they suggest that it be somebody from your household. But oh man, it's crazy, man. Ain't no love, man. Niggas ain't hugging nobody no more. When the last time you got a hug? This shit need to be over.
Last Thursday.
Last Wednesday, because I gave you one too on Wednesday.
Right. Oh, that was Wednesday before last.
Do you guys? Should I be escorted out?
No. Stay right there. You need to meet a moderator around here.
Look, mind you, I've done threesomes, but threesomes like this is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't like these ones. Yeah. No, I don't like that. I feel you, B. I feel you, B.
Anyway,
when it's two dudes, you gotta wait your turn. You gotta get tagged in. You gotta wait your turn. I don't see how they do it.
This whole conversation.
Both of them be going in at the same time. No, listen.
Well, actually, surprisingly enough, that's the other thing with dealing with a difficult situation is that sexual tension, and especially when you're alone. I mean, it's like how do we handle that? So, I mean, you got the line. I know Trump is saying we should get delivery sex service, which I think will be the new thing.
That's how you do it. That's how you take care of it. You just do some of that, and this the cheap kind
last
too.
Week, Pornhub has got free premium service now for the next month.
Exactly. You ain't got to pay $15.99 a month. It's free.
How you know how much it costs, AJ?
Because I'm a Gemini. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest.
It's been tough for a lot of people, especially in that category. Either their significant others are not close enough to be, quarantined with them, or some people are quarantined, and the first thing they do is once they found out they had to be in the house for like the first week, they went at it so much that they ready to kill each other. So it could be two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. But for
those who don't have that person in the house and don't have that person that they can call, it is probably more difficult than usual.
Here's a question. Now you've seen the memes and the jokes about if a guy has is at home with his wife, but his mistress is somewhere down the block.
Gotcha.
Who would you call? Who you rather be with? In that situation,
man,
what the hell you doing with a mistress down the block? First of all,
hey,
see, I was going to answer that too.
Go ahead, AJ.
Stay out of that one. Nah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I was going to say, see how I feel is, if you married, you know what I mean, and you happen to have your little thing down the street, it all depends on how you got to be at home with the wifey. But you got to be at home with wifey. Now, wifey slacking up, then you know what I mean. Boo 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 boo.
What was the wife doing to slack up? Y'all are stuck indoors together.
Nah, cause they keeping the 6 feet at home. You can't do that at home. Ladies, suck your man's yang, okay? It is okay. The yang don't have the virus, all right? Suck your man yang, okay? Fuck all that 6 foot rule shit. It's your man's. That's what get y'all hemmed up. They said the divorce rate in China has gone up since this whole pandemic has cleared in China somewhat. Yeah, it's gonna happen in America.
This one definitely happened here.
Yeah, yeah. Ladies, take care of your man. Eat, suck on his tank, all that, dude. I'm gonna take another sip.
Be mad at him for saying that. I can't.
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna take another sip.
You might as well get all y'all freaky shit out now.
No. It ain't about that. But what is about is, ladies, and it goes to the fellas. I said this on the show a couple weeks ago. While you in the house, man, just have a good time. This is the time where y'all get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Reconnect. You know, we can't just like call your loved ones, man. Call your friends. Yeah. I had a friend call me last night. I ain't heard from literally in probably 2.5 years. And it's not because we've had fallen off. It's just, you know, when you're adults, you know, sometimes you don't. I mean, we click like on social media. You know, we still communicate that way. But man, look. It's real, man. This whole thing is real. And I think in order for it not to kill your brain, we got to have fun like this, you know what I mean? And just, you know, not saying really make joke of the whole virus, but you got to still have fun. And I'm not saying going outside and have fun. They got things like this. And then you can download the card party. That's Uno. See, I'm plugging everything, man. And then you got this app called House Party. I just got off of that. Man,
I've been on forever.
Huh?
House Party. Like
the app?
Yeah, me and my crew used to use House Party back in like 2016.
Oh yeah. I just got wind of it like a week ago, man, and it's really fun. So it's a lot of things you can do to kind of stimulate your mind, you know, instead of looking at CNN and Fox News all the time.
Yeah, because that's the problem I think with some people where one person is like so. Sad word to say is invested in following, you know, the newscasts and things like that. I mean, they're literally like 24/7, almost 24/7 watching this. And then you have the other person is like, you know, playing games, chilling out and all that stuff. And then the sad thing is the person who's quote unquote invested is getting mad at the person who's just
not right.
Yeah, who's like not nonchalant, not worried about it because of the fact it's like, look, you know, and I don't know why you're getting mad at me. It's like I'm calm and relaxed because of a reason for it. Because if I'm like you, I'm gonna lose my shit and get nervous.
Shit.
But you know, I will say this: my sister, I give it to my sister and her husband. Like
First Lady,
they have not been arguing or anything through this whole thing. And I was kind of like, because I know my sister is a firecracker, but they have actually been getting along great through this whole time, even though they like play around, like aggravate a little bit. But honestly, they haven't had no issues. They haven't had I'm about to choke you out type of moments. They actually been really good. And I'm actually proud of them because I'm like, for y'all to be married less than 5 years, because they'll be coming up with their 2nd year marriage, you know, that tension builds up because, you know, you're still getting to each other and you're learning each other. But I'm like, I was very proud to hear that. Like, they've been good. Like, I've been facing
that's good, man.
Everything. So, I mean, it all depends on who you locked in with and the significant other or person you're married to. You got to make sure that y'all are in tune with one another prior to.
For sure. Yeah, because if you locked in with the wrong person, man, it's all bad. Can you think about all the relationships that was like going to go over the edge of the fence anyway, and just be over, and now they just stuck. You know what I mean? Just think about those relationships, the ones
that's a movie.
You know, the man is in the living room and the girl is in the bedroom, and then the girl come in the living room, and then the dude go in the bedroom because they can't stand to be in the same room with each other. Just think about those. Just think about the guy that was right here. I'm about to leave this bitch. And the coronavirus hit, now you stuck. You ain't getting
I,
no.
trust me, there'll be movies years down the line. There'll be a movie, couple of
Yeah,
movies, and
yeah.
AJ, you should just, hey, I
You go and
mentioned
start
that a
writing it.
long time
You go
ago.
and start writing
Get
it.
that check. Yes, get
Yeah,
that check
yeah.
first.
Well, how
So,
y'all feel about a lot of people meeting these people online through in this quarantine? Like people have been
It's a
like
good.
online dating, like physically.
It's,
And it's just
you
like
have
let's
to.
go out here and let's go out there. But now it's like, oh, we dating online. Like
it's no different. It's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
different
I mean,
like
it's
they
no
normally
different.
do in Facebook. No different.
Yeah, yeah. You got
It's
to.
like you said. These are the introverts ruling this whole scenario. It's like
It
hey,
is. It
yeah, it's
is. You
like let's be
fucking
here.
introverts. And see, I got
Uh-oh.
a
AJ
message for
froze.
you.
Oh.
Check on your extroverted friends, man. You know, we having a hard time around here, man. I find
hell
myself going
yeah.
outside, sitting in the car,
I
listening to
am with you, AJ.
102.3, sipping on a cup of
Mhm.
yak, putting it back, and and I find myself you in the car too, T. I'm in there for 3 hours. Like, who goes to? I ain't never sat in my car that long, man. I ain't never cooked this much food a day in my life. I ain't never watched this many. I'm on season
I'm
1 of
telling you.
All American. I'm like in the 14th episode of season 1, and I just started watching it yesterday and shit. Like, I'm already past the part when your mom got a little new boo boo, the little teacher dude. Like, I'm past all that. Who does that? I watched it yesterday for the first time, and I'm at episode 14. The fuck, man. My shoulders getting narrow.
This shit is driving me
No,
crazy.
seriously, laying in the bed all day. People don't lay in the bed all day. That's been killing
No,
me.
do not
Get
do
out the
that.
bed. So
Do not.
yeah,
It
man.
feel like your
Yeah.
mattress will suck you in if you in the bed all
Mm,
day. I
I'm
literally have
trying
to
to tell you.
physically just move myself from my bed to my living room just to make sure I'm moving around.
Yeah,
Unless my
man.
dog is making me get out of bed to do something for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that,
One thing I can say, man, the mileage on my car is, man, you know,
Yep, it's up to
no,
less than 100.
I had when this all started, I was like 25.
Oh, it's frozen
Like
again.
at 2407. It's only drove 93
Mhm.
miles. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you know, so I look, I will say this, because I don't know how long y'all gonna be on. I know y'all gotta make room for other people, but
look
at
at
the
you.
end of the day,
So respectful. You are only guest today.
I mean, because I see the time going down, man. You know, 53:20.
We off at 8:25.
On 8:45.
25.
Oh, 8:25. Okay, bet. You still got 30 minutes. This I don't know. I don't want to get too religious, but I am a religious person. You know, believe it or not. But this reminds me, and it reminds a lot of people of Revelation, man. Like, for real. You know, if you think about it, you know, where the book talks about you know, you not being able to tell man from woman. It talks about all these different diseases, and it talks about the lambs coming to open up the 7 seals, and the red horse pulls up, and the white horse, and all these other different horses. And it's real, man. And I think now is the time, you know, for all my faith people and all my non-faith people to just go ahead and get yourself a little closer, you know what I mean, to the man upstairs, you know, if you believe in it, you know what I mean. You know, you have some people that say, you know, I ain't, you know, but it's real, man. You know what I mean? You
Well,
just gotta take some time to,
let me
you
ask you
know,
this question then. With
yeah.
the with just stating that, do you feel that the church is kind of helping or hurting with the stress relief of people who are dealing with this current situation? Because when you say something like that, people, it's like one person would be like, oh God, the world's about to come to an end. And then another person, it feels like another person will probably take, it's like there's a message here that we can learn from and try to get through this current situation. So how can you explain that to certain people?
I mean, to answer your question, I think that the churches, from what I've seen, and I know my church, are, you know, they're helping people the best way they can, to not make this whole pandemic as stressful as it is. But there's only so much you can do from doing it afar. You know what I mean? Especially with a lot of states, and not all the states having to stay in order. A lot of things are
Florida.
done over Florida, South Carolina, they behind on the power curve. But I think churches are doing. I think churches are doing their best. I think they're doing the best they can, and the best and what you see, it might not seem like a lot, and I think it's not. It don't look like a lot because it's not a lot you can really do. Because it's already you got to stay 6 feet from somebody, and then they don't want you to go outside, and then they don't want you to be in 10 or more, a group of 10 or more. So, but to the people who say it's the end of the world, we don't know that time. It feels like it, but you don't know that time until it's that time. And when it's that time, trust me, it'll just happen. But you just gotta, hey man, keep the faith and keep the faith and keep the do say.
Did you open it already?
Yeah, girl. What you talking about? Did I open it already? I just pulled. Hold on, I almost showed you my dress. It got a little speeding ticket on there. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not a big drinker, so that bottle will last me a month.
Yeah,
I was gonna leave it at your house. Well,
I would think so. Who brings a bottle of alcohol and takes it?
Well, some niggas do. So I used to be that nigga. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Some niggas, I ain't that nigga now. I ain't been that nigga in 10 years, 15 years maybe. But back in my early 20s, in my early dub, baby, what your girl say, baby girl. That joke was coming with me when I was leaving. Hey man, hey, you better hope you saw me open the bottle.
That's why I said, I know you ain't opened that bottle.
Nah, I'm just saying back in the day, if I bought a bottle, you better hope you saw me open it. You know what I mean? Because we used to flip liquors. That's all I'm gonna say. We used to put the E and J in the Hennessy bottles and have them they be like, "Oh, girl, you bought a bottle of Henny over." No, that shit was number $9.99. It's in a Hennessy bottle. That was urban joke.
Cheapo.
I was young, girl. Don't get off my neck. No, I said my early 20s.
Didn't he say 10 years ago, Brian?
No, I said 10, 15 years ago, I was the nigga that was taking the bottle home. Like if I brought a bottle over to your house and we didn't drink it all,
that's just as bad.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said that I ain't that guy no more. I'm just saying I would have left it at your house. I would have drunk as much. I would have drunk as much as I could though. Yeah, he leaving it for you and the next nigga now. It's like, no, stop. I'm just playing.
You ain't playing. You for real.
I ain't playing. No, I'm not for real. I'm not for real. You could, if I give it to you, you do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, check that out.
Hey, B. By the time I left, she would lift the bottle up like it ain't nothing but a corner here you want.
That's terrible.
I would have been like, shit, I can't even drive. Nah, I'm messing. I'm just joking. You gotta have fun. You gotta have. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, stop being so serious all the time. Look outside the window. You see all that stuff floating around? That's coronavirus little particles. Okay, chill out.
And on that note,
she was fried last night too. I like it.
Oh. I was.
Yeah, you was.
I was drinking grape juice and cranberry while I was cooking.
She said the word falafel 650 times.
I was making because everybody was like, "Well, what you cooking? What you cooking?" I'm cooking falafel.
Oh yeah, I saw the pictures for it. So
it was really good.
Yeah. So, well, let's take a break because so we can get prepared for our editorial shade. Are you sticking around for that, AJ? Or
around.
Man, hey, I ain't got nothing else to do, man. Hey, it ain't like I'm about to. I can't go to the mall right now.
That's true.
Stadium closed. You know?
So
yeah, okay. Hold on to that. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna get in the editorial shade because I got something for y'all after you mentioned stadium.
Oh, damn.
It's real.
God, the producer.
Yeah, roll up. Keep all that in there. Yeah, keep all that in there. Yeah. Push. Yeah. Mob. Zombie. Check. This is y'all want, right? Slim in this bitch. Highs the rim in this bitch. Booted up like a 10 in this bitch. Hey, your bitch give a trim in this bitch. Niggas say you really trying to scheme on us. Glock 19 with the beam on it. Yeah, whole team on it. Niggas want plot, dream on it. Yeah, chillin' with Gigi. He dripped in that Gigi. These niggas want be me. Don't watch me on your TV. Yeah, these feds they lurking. Yeah, your bitch on the perky. She blowing my phone up, she irky. Yeah, she keep trying to work me. I ain't talking Slim Jim jerk me. Whoa, these niggas crazy, they working. Whoa, I got the phone, it's working. Trap phone don't lose service. These niggas be snakes, they be serving. These niggas ain't gangster, they purpose. You know my bag was full of purple. These niggas be nerds, they purple. He try gang bang with a curfew. I don't get these niggas, they worthless. Yeah. The mob be zombies. Oh shit. The mob be zombies. Yeah. Iceberg and Gigi. Damn. They ain't see this shit coming. Hit from the back, gotta run it. I put the dick in the stomach. I pass it straight down to my dogs. G, he on it, he gone. Yeah, he gone. Get long. Fuck these niggas on.
Catch me splashing down the H-Town. You ain't dripping, so don't come around. I ball hard with a lot of money. Try to touch me and get hit, dummy. Cuban links on my neck and wrist. Don't need a flash when I take a pic. My diamonds water, watch a nigga drip. These bitches love me trying to give me kiss. Gucci clothes, I spill some drip on them. A lot of G's got some stains on it. My 38 got a beam on it. Laser tag, you get hit, homie. Man Slim got the sauce, bitch. My ice cold, get a skull, bitch. My pinky finger costs an outfit. Or some drip, I'ma drop C.
The mob be zombies. The mob be zombies. Yeah. Iceberg and Gigi. Damn. They ain't see this shit coming. Hit from the back, gotta run it. I put the dick in the stomach. I pass it straight down to my dog. G, he on it, he gone. Yeah, we gone. Get long. Fuck these niggas on.
Bitch everywhere, we be getting money everywhere, yeah. They don't even know, they be throwing shade everywhere.
Hey, look, I thought I was
You
at
know, my
Bliss.
brother's in that video.
I was like at Bliss, huh?
My baby brother's in that video. Shout
Oh,
out
yeah,
to
I
my
thought-
boy GG, aka George Gambino.
Gambino.
Now, for real, if y'all have not heard the Gift of Gambino 2, like, it is straight fire. Like, I have several favorite songs on that joint. I think he got I want to say 27 songs. It's a lot,
man.
but it's
Wait, wasn't he supposed to reduce that number from the first one? Because the first one he had like 25,
25.
right?
Right. So this one is 27.
Oh,
I know this
two extra.
crazy, but
Yeah,
honestly, he got a lot of awesome songs on there. That's one of my favorites. And I ain't gonna tell y'all my other ones because that's my little bedroom time favorite. So, but yeah. Without further
With
ado,
that lonely time.
Yeah,
we're
send
gonna
those
get
to
into this
me.
editorial shade. And I have several different things to talk about with the editorial shade. And AJ, before we went to commercial break, had mentioned stadium. So
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all know this, but there are strippers who are doing IG live, not from stadium, but from their homes with other strippers, making money by putting their cash apps up and stripping.
No good. No good.
You just ruined the fantasy.
You ain't checked the show. I found out about it yesterday.
You found out about it yesterday? Man. That's when they first started talking about coronavirus. They saw it on the side. They like, oh yeah, it's coming. Man, look, I talked about this a couple weeks ago in her segment, and how they dollar sign Lil Kiki. I hate it. No, who wants to send you a cash app if I can't sit there and do this right here?
You can't do that in stadium anyway.
I can try and get away with it. I can't do it. No.
You know you can't do that in the stadium.
The only time I want to throw money at my phone is when I'm at church and they ask for tithes and offers. That's it. That's it. That's it. So I get that back. So you cash app somebody something, you can't get it back. But I feel they grind though. I ain't mad at it. They hustle. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at it. But for me, no. I want to sit there. Ooh, girl, hold that dollar up like that. Ooh, come get it. Come get it. And then you sweating. It's always hot in the club. You put that thing on your forehead like that. And they come. See all the break. If I cash out you something, I'm cashing you $1 for every 3 songs. That's it. That's it. But I respect the grind. I respect the hustle. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking it. And I think DJs are doing it. A lot of people are doing it. Yeah.
I've seen
people who normally have
I've seen
like
their
these exercise classes and stuff. Like they would normally be in the gym. They cash at me $5 and we'll sit right here on Instagram Live and do Pilates and stuff. And I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I see UCB. You're lying, shit. I don't know if you heard me earlier when I told Brian. Somebody said that I should do a
OnlyFans
page. Only page.
Why not?
See?
Oh. Wait a minute, my bad. You said OnlyFans?
Yes.
But see, the thing is, your facial expression is already telling me that you think negative of OnlyFans. See, OnlyFans is not just for people to get on there and sell their soul. You know what I mean? People get on there and do other things. You know what I mean? It's just called OnlyFans. I mean, what a name for it. You know what I mean? But I'm serious.
They damn near naked, or if not
no.
That might be 60% of the OnlyFans members.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's a good 40-45% of people out there that got an OnlyFans page and do some legitimate shit on it. Not saying that what the other girls do is not legitimate, but women, and I'm not trying to be sexist here or just whatever, but women always seem to take advantage of the newest and latest thing. So when that service came out, that's the first thing women want to do, because it's a lot of women out there that's freaky like that.
I wouldn't say just women. I think it's majority that took advantage of was adult entertainers, because once Twitter had restrictions, Instagram had major restrictions. So they figured it's like, okay, we need an outlet to really get our fans to see what we're doing at home or whatever they want to do. So this was their perfect outlet. It's not just OnlyFans. They have other particular sites, kind of like OnlyFans, like Patreon and things like that. But they wanted to put their content out there. And like Eddie said, it's not all of them, to do quote unquote adult stuff. It's just some sexy stuff here and there. And people, if they're interested, if it only a little bit more, I'll pay extra for a little bit more. Mind it, all the money's going to you. It's going to your checking account. Now, mind you, we're not trying to pimp you out there. It's just say, hey, it's a suggestion.
Hey, Brian. Brian. One thing I like about Brian, I always like talking before Brian, because Brian will save your ass. You know what I'm saying? But no, Brian a good wingman, like shit. What I'm trying to tell you. But you're absolutely right, man. I mean, OnlyFans came out at a good time. You know what I mean? And they making money, and I'm not mad at nobody hustle. It's just certain things aren't for me. You know what I mean? I ain't sending you no bread, hooker. Don't worry about it. I just cashed the $2,400 check too, and I ain't got shit to do with it. Nah, see, that's what's gonna make niggas spend their money, is they in the house for the next 3 or 4 months, and especially the single guys, they ain't got no legs, no action, and they gotta resort to OnlyFans and all these other sites and pay the money to see virtually what they would normally see on the regular. And
I don't see it on the regular. So
I need a page like that for.
Go ahead, B. Go ahead. I got a draw going on too. Trust me, it's been a minute. I ain't even on front. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? But one day the right one will come around. I mean, I wasn't advertising
Sierra.
myself just now, but I was just saying. Just how I feel.
Sure. Speaking.
I'm
Well,
so
any more
lonely.
shade, Sierra?
Yeah, any more shade?
Nah, just the coronavirus shade. That's all.
Well, I'll give you my.
Oh, look at that hooker.
Yeah. What?
Did you just call my dog a hooker?
Yeah, the little freaky ass. She'll be outside humping all the dogs while you walking them. Look at her.
She don't hump dogs while I walk.
Look at over there looking like
She fights
looking
back.
like
She doesn't want to look in the camera. She's not a camera person.
over there looking like over there with the Maya Angelou.
I do have some shade.
What's your shade,
Yes.
Brian?
My shade. Okay, mind you, with this whole coronavirus, I have been watching a lot of shows, and one show in particular is Paternity Court.
I was going
And-
to say Tiger King.
Yeah, no, fuck Tiger King. I don't know why anyone
I ain't
just
watching
like
it.
is overhyping that shit. I'm done with documentaries that have no point in my life or makes no sense to me.
Oh, Brian,
I don't care about it.
entertainment.
Oh,
I
Brian.
understand that. I understand it. It's
hilarious
entertainment.
as hell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian.
But anyway, with Paternity Court, I've been watching a lot of people between various ages and things like that, to where you kind of get the sense of, should they actually be together? And when it comes to the certain situation, when you get the double or triple negative, meaning when the person that they're announcing that is not the father, and it's like the woman is like hearing it 3 different times because they had multiple partners at different times of their
And been on the show 3 times.
Yeah, or
already.
even then,
Sound
and getting double, triple negative, hearing the triple negative all in that one setting, I feels like, okay, at what point in time do you realize that mind you, you are exposing your sexual history, which is understandable in this show, but where you realize the fact that you kind of get the sense that you really, in layman terms, really fucked up your life right now, because of the fact that you could have simply just gone to a dime convenience store, get a box of condoms, have your man put this on, and call it a day, and you wouldn't have to deal with this again. Going back to the situation of the topic at hand of difficult times, that difficult time of
it's gonna be a whole rock of corona babies.
Yes, and especially, and like you said earlier, saying earlier about dealing with a person that you were living with, that you were about to break up with, and you're locked down on that.
I know somebody in a situation like that right now.
Oh, damn. And pretty much it's like, and sad thing is, it's like out of convenience and due to sexual relief, and guys end up doing it, and sadly, we didn't have any condoms. Bullshit. How you? I mean,
sometimes you just ain't got none though.
No. See, that's the thing. That has always been my main concern. When I first had sex, literally, I said, I'm not having sex. When I do, I'm bringing condoms. Literally, I'm making sure I got condoms because I'm not ready to have a kid.
Yeah, no. Hey, B, I'm glad you carry condoms, and everybody should. You know what I mean? But you know what? You know what? A backfire on most good guys who carry condoms, when they first get intimate with a woman on that very first time, and you know everything's going right, and then the next thing you know, the clothes is coming off, and then she be like, "You got one?" Then you put it. You just knew you was coming over here. Guess how pussy? Yeah, like, I hate that, baby. No, I'm just trying to be safe right now.
But honestly, quiet as kept. I thought most men keep that in their wallets. I'm not gonna lie.
You should,
but it's not the right place for them. But
no, it's not. No, it's not. Not at
but
all.
smartly enough,
But I mean, as long as they have something on them, I would respect you more if you had something on you than when you did.
But then again, I think women should have their stash too, mind you. And the other thing, the thing is like we have to get away from the stigma of guys. If women have,
here we go, Brian.
Hold on, hear me out. if guys just stop thinking of women, it's like having their own stash and think it's like, well, who else you sleep with? No, she's thinking about your safety. She's thinking about her safety. If they stop thinking about their so selfish mindset of like, it's like who you sleeping with bullshit. It's like, no, it's about safety. And in this day and age, as of right now, from this point on, I really think the whole issue of safety, health safety, will be highly intuitive right now. If they if they seriously think about it from here on out.
Hey, so B, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. In all cases, right? Let's say hypothetically speaking, you're in a situation where you don't have one on you, right? And shit hit the fan, and before you know, one thing becomes another, and you start to get into a intimate situation with a female, and it's time to put your meat in. What you gonna do? You gonna say
no glove, no love?
That's my answer. I honestly, it's like either we
put your mouth
give me. I'll do that.
Hey, go ahead. There you go, T. Hey,
I'll do that. I have no problem. I love going downtown. But if you do the full act, it's either like, can I go to the store first, or I'm just gonna eat you out until our next encounter.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
So
I got
to think about my health and hers.
Hold on, Tira. So are you trying to say same scenario that I just gave B, right? It's time to get down to the nitty gritty. Suck all on the titty. And the guy get ready to slip it in. And he ain't got one. And you say no glove, no love, and the dude be like, you know what, baby, you absolutely right. And he start eating you out. Are you gonna return the favor?
Men are way more nastier than women. They are.
How so? And
how
what
the hell you figure? Y'all got
y'all's is external. Ours is internal.
And it's flesh. And it bleeds.
First of all, let's be clear. We bleed every month for a reason. And that's
it cleans our cell, it cleanses our
and to produce. Thank you. The circle of life. You're welcome.
It's the circle of life. Man, whatever. So you're not doing it. You're not returning favors. What you saying? Boo! Boo! With my finger. Boo!
Wait now. Contingent upon.
Oh, there go that word again. Contingent. I hate that word.
How long we been dating?
That word is like however.
How long have we been dating?
All right. See, all right. If you say dating, let's say let's say a year and a half. Year.
Oh yeah,
but
that's different.
Okay, yeah. but what if it's somebody maybe you haven't never dated before, but you let me not answer that because I don't want you to. Nah, seriously, I'm not gonna ask that question because I wasn't going there with it, and I don't want you to think I'm going there with it. But never mind. Do say how you doing?
Well, let me put it this way: if it was someone for the first 2-3 months you've been dating, would you?
There you go, B. Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. I like talking before you, B, because you saving.
I don't know.
Safe.
I don't know.
And
actually, this was about to be your first encounter with them.
Yep, I like that scenario.
You're
on the clock.
If it was my first encounter, I wouldn't let him do that then. I wouldn't let him do that because I'm not doing it.
Oh, you wouldn't let him, even if he had one, you wouldn't.
Oh, if he had one?
Yeah, it's all you all good. You all good. But off the first encounter, if he ain't got one, you ain't letting him eat you out.
No.
Okay.
Why not?
Because
I was about to give it a boo.
Do that for him, and I'm not going to do it. Not on no first encounter, no.
Hey, can't you tell right now that life is short? Huh?
The what?
Life is short. Look out the window.
AJ,
I'll ask you again. Look out the window. Life is short. Okay? You're going to hold up a blow up. Barbecue or mildew, okay? I got that from a movie. That's not mine. It's not mine. It's not mine. I got it from a movie. I just got it from a movie too. I'm sorry. I mean, for real though.
It's okay.
Hey, the late great ZZ Hill says you have to give a little banana to get a little banana. You don't necessarily have to be her man, but if she's kind enough to let you love her, you shouldn't mind sliding your dick in. ZZ Hill said that, not me. I'm just saying.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at her face. Oh, I apologize. Come on. This is radio. I'm just. Hey, B, you supposed to say something next to say. Come on.
Hey, sometimes you hey, you're on your own half the sometimes.
Hey, look, you
gotta
can't
save
slide in the
yourself.
home plate from third, huh? Damn, AJ. You can't steal home. How you gonna steal home?
So, but anyway, anything new coming up for Gunline down the line?
Bang bang.
Look, man. We gonna do this format Saturday at 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. We're gonna do a whole hour, and I mean, we just gonna kind of just I think it's my duty, and Dada feels the same, that we just get on and spend an hour and talk about what's going on in America like everybody else is doing. And I think that the more we talk about it on more so of a positive scale, I think that's doing your part to kind of ease it. I'm about. I just can't talk about the negative all the time, man. So this Saturday we're gonna have fun with the show, man. That's all I'm saying. And it's gonna be the coronavirus show, and we're just gonna have fun, man. And yeah, I'm just tired, man. It's not gonna be like CNN where they got the little United States up and everything all red. And,
all the counter on the
red.
side and numbers.
I hate that red and orange and like the devil. But it's gonna be a good show, man. We can't get bug wild like we would at the studio, but shout out to Trump, man, for even giving us the StreamYard thing, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So nothing really new and exciting for Gunline Radio, but we will be on this Saturday, and we're just gonna chop it up and try to have a good show, man, in the midst of everything that's going on.
All right.
Yeah, well, man.
Even though this is before Gunline tomorrow, I don't know if you've checked out the other show that I do called the Pillow Talk Lounge.
Oh, I love that, man. Y'all be all in y'all little lingerie and pajamas and stuff. And it's for them, too, fellas and ladies. If y'all listening and tuned in right now, go ahead, my bad.
It's okay. Tomorrow we will do our season 2 premiere live.
What's up?
And we're doing a 90s theme pajama jammy jam. So if you would we would love to have you all tune in. It's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Go to our YouTube page. We're going to be on YouTube live with our pajama jam.
Doing it live?
We're doing this live.
Ooh, wee.
And we're gonna have on our PJs like we do on the show.
Okay, so y'all look, I'm just suggesting a game, maybe like spin the bottle.
90s game, yeah, that's a 90s game. Okay. I feel
spin the bottle, yeah. You got me one of them old Coke bottles that you just had to put up on a little thing and pop the cork off. Yeah.
So that we'll be streaming live tomorrow at 7 o'clock on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook fan page. So check us out. Man. So y'all have y'all PJs. Make sure y'all have y'all drinks and any type of 90s themes that y'all want to bring to the party. Bring it on. It's a pajama jammy jam. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
That's what's up. So I can wear my 8-ball jacket.
You can wear your 8-ball jacket.
Okay, all right, bet. Okay, hey, what you know about that 8-ball jacket?
All right, everybody, we about to wrap this up. Thank you, AJ from Gunline Radio, for tuning in.
Hey, man, no problem. Anytime. Thank y'all for letting me speak in.
You always make it fun for us when you come in and after you drink half my bottle of Deuce type of stuff.
Nah,
I'm joking.
No, I haven't. Yeah, but once this is all over and they're going to lift that ban, I'm coming up 95. Okay, I just want to let you know and I want the biggest hug I can get.
Uh-oh. Silence.
Hold on. You got to do the freeze iPhone thing. Love y'all, man. For real, love y'all, man. I don't say it as much, but I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep y'all heads up. Stay discouraged out there. Love everybody out there. Y'all keep y'all heads up, man. This too shall pass. Believe
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody keep in prayer, keep positive, and keep safe. Keep your family safe. Keep off the streets. Make sure you all are washing your hands and washing your ass in the process of the
and
whole.
wash your ass.
And make sure y'all tune in next Wednesday to Fashion Victuals Radio right here on ripradionetwork.com.
Later.